Здравствуйте, товарищи. Well, I just got in from being out this weekend. On Friday, I happened to see a hardcore heavy metal concert with my buddy Phil. He scored 2 tickets to it, and he invited me to come along with him. And I've never been known to turn down a free concert. So me and him went to Vancouver the other night and checked out a heavy metal concert. The headlining band was a band called Kreator. I've never heard of them in my life, but they were quite good, and apparently they've been around for 25 years and are just like total legends in Germany. Like in Germany, they totally fill up stadiums and so on and so forth, and the guys were just apparently like they're at least as Phil described them, they're the German Slayer or something along those lines. But the concert was quite good and so on, and the whole trip was quite good. Phil did some research, and he found the best Chinese restaurants in Vancouver, which apparently has better Chinese food than China. But I don't know if you guys know, I happen to be a huge fan of any Asian cuisine, and whether, you know, stretching from India all the way up to China and Korea and Japan. Anyway, I just love Asian food. But we stopped at this one place. It was called Ken's Restaurant, and apparently they had award-winning crab, right? And you could tell this restaurant was totally Chinese, because we step in there and we're the only white guys in the whole restaurant, and none of the waiters speak very good English. Their English is incredibly poor, but we tell them we want the award-winning crab. We want the crab that's like plastered on outside of the window. They got big pictures of it, and they're like, "This is award-winning. Everybody come and check it out." So like, we want that. And then the waiter's like, okay. So he goes away for a little bit. He comes back, and with a giant king crab on his plate, and this giant crab is still alive, and he like shows it in our faces. He's like, "Is this what you want? Is this crab what you want? I think it's too big for 2 people." And of course he's shoving this ginormous king crab that's still alive and still staring at us in the faces. We're like, no, that's a little bit too big, and that kind of really weirded us out. And he goes back, and then he comes in with a smaller crab and shows it to us. And he's like, "How about this?" And I'm like, yeah, that's good. But the crab was fantastic. And then we went to the show. I was totally out of my element at the show, because everybody's wandering around in like black and chains, and everyone has denim vests on. I'm like turning to Phil, I'm like, "Dude, what's with the vests? Why does everybody have vests on here?" And he's like, it's their badges of honor, because there's all these bands strewn on the side of people they've seen, and it was bizarre. It was the only place where I could be comparatively called to every other guy having short hair. Like every other guy at least had like hair down to here, out down to their ass, and comparatively I was quite lacking in the hair department, I suppose. But I actually managed to sneak in my video camera, and I got some pretty cool footage of the band and the Kreator and the opening band, which was called Cataclysm, which is a Canadian heavy metal band. And I'll definitely show some choice footage after this brief little talk here. But yeah, I was totally out of my element. Didn't know what was going on. Everyone was drunk. I don't drink, and I don't smoke any drugs, and everyone was high and stoned and drunk off their asses, and I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. I can't connect to any of these people. This is not where I'm supposed to be. But after the show, Phil had passed out. He had drank like 11 beers or 12 beers or something, and he was totally effed up. He was like, I'm like, "Phil, we gotta find a cab. We gotta get out of here. This is East Hastings. This is the worst part of Vancouver. What are we gonna do, Phil? We gotta get out." And he's like, "Don't worry, Spencer, I'm not going to leave you behind. I'm not going to leave you behind, Spencer." I'm like, "That's not the problem, Phil. The problem is I'm stuck in the worst part of Vancouver. We need to get out of here." But eventually we kind of wandered around, and we found a cab that was empty, and we got in, and the guy had an English accent, and Phil kept telling him that he was talking like a hobbit. I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, Phil. Stop telling our cab driver that he's a hobbit. This is not..." not working out for us. But fortunately, I think he was totally cool. He totally understood that it was Friday night and people were wandering around drunk off their asses in Vancouver. But then, you know, we got back to the hotel and it was all good. And then I got back here and it was all good. So it was a cool trip, and I come back and I turn on my computer and lo and behold, I've got 5,000 subscribers, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a separate video talking about some of the details of what I want to do later. And also I got a bunch of messages saying, have you checked out this guy's racist rant about the Prince of Macedon, like NW something something fans video, and also I'll have more on that video later. But for now, I'm going to just soldier out. I'm going to put in some choice moments from the concert that I filmed. Unfortunately, sometimes the camera was out of footage because everyone was moving around too much. You couldn't find out what to focus on. And sometimes some jerk with a hat occasionally wandered into view of the camera. But other than that, I got some pretty cool footage, so I'm going to share some choice moments with you. And